So in terms of, making sure that they were there and they were listening, I've heard some people saying like their kids had to stay in front of the camera like at all times, like they couldn't move like off camera even for a little bit, like they couldn't go and do, they had to have the camera on them all the time. Is that something that your district did as well?
I can't speak for the other classroom teachers what they did, but I know for the specialist piece of it, the district really wanted to make it less, extra stress on the families and parents, again, with everything going on in their personal lives and everything. We've taught like PE this year, the remote kids and everything has been taught through asynchronous. So it's pre-recorded videos, uploaded and shared, or pre-recorded assignments. And then so they can kind of do it. Yes, I'm posting it on Monday. You hope they want to do it Monday, but maybe, whatever's going on, it allows them to get it done anytime that week. And they can, so maybe they do 2 assignments on Tuesday, or they did 1 Monday, skip Tuesday, did 2 on Wednesday, whatever, to submit all their work. So it allowed them that flexibility. And again, so ours wasn't like, hey, we're going to sit here and do this live. It's, you can do this. Here's your 25-minute video. It took them through all the steps, everything like that, to get them ready for what we wanted them to do for the day, and tried to make it as easy, user-friendly, super fun, but more like for us, like my personal was like, I wanted to make it family-based. Again, knowing that like, hey, you got to do this. So maybe do it during a time when mom and dad could be with you and you guys could have a little fun. Yes, you're doing your PE assignment, but they were geared towards engaging the whole family and not trying to put the extra stress of like, oh God, I got to go do my work now. It's like, hey, let's go do this, but in a funner way, more fun way.
Now, in terms of, so at least, I guess it's a positive then, at least, is that they're all very excited to be back, and, you're not seeing so much of a mental stress. How about in terms of physical development, in terms of some of the milestones that you'd be expecting them to meet based on their phys ed statewide requirements? Are they caught up, or are you noticing a delay there?
I'm going to say we have a lot of work we're going to be doing next year, getting them caught up a little bit on that. I feel this year having that piece of like, and I know the remote teaching is not the same for everybody. And I found for me personally that I feel like I've been flourishing with it. And like, it's been really good to hear back feedback from the parents and the kids. Because for me, it's not just like, hey, I post my stuff and I don't see the kids, it's not like, hey, come on live and some kids are screened off or whatever. We've had the continuity since day one, which I feel like has helped. And again, putting us on the Class Dojo platform for my K2 kids, because we split it this year. So my co-teacher is doing 3-5, I'm doing K2, and it wasn't the whole logistical with the schedule this year. But my K2 kids, I'm creating like Google Slides for every lesson. Right, so say we're doing a unit and it's 10 classes long. The way that they did the schedule this year to limit exposure in school, we see, like say, right now I'm doing kindergarten right now, 10 days in a row of kindergarten, 2 weeks, and then I see first grade for 2 weeks, and then I see second grade for 2 weeks, and then it's back to kindergarten for 2 weeks. So it's a little different than normal, because normally you'd see every grade, every class twice a week for 40 minutes, and this year we're doing it a little different. The district chose. So for me, seeing their development, I'd say we're average, moving up the line, but definitely not to where an in-person lesson could be done and the growth. But we've tried to hit home lifetime fitness this whole year, so tying in a ton of fitness stuff into every lesson, into it's cool because like Monday through Friday I'm seeing the same grade, and I get to I've created it where it's like Mindful Monday, 2 for Tuesday, because this or that, Wonder What Wednesday, and I talk about a quote with the kids and how it ties into like character ed, and then Thursday's Tabata Thursday, and Friday's Fun Friday with like challenges weaved in, and each lesson's like 20-25 minutes long. Google Slide, screen share, split screen, and even though I'm not synchronous, I'm on the one half of the screen in my small picture, my picture, and then the slides on the other side. So it's really worked for this year, and we've done like our jump rope unit, I'll say. So for jump rope at home, every kid has mastered the basics, right? In a normal world, we would be doing these like creative routines and stuff. And I offered it this year, but to have the tangible, like to be there with the kid and work with them and have that accountability of like, hey, I'm doing A, B, C, D, but they're on their own. Where in school they can kind of see somebody else do something and maybe they felt they couldn't, then it might help push them more. But we chose to not do like go in and do like straight on like hard data assessment for all the different levels, because again, some of us are like, some of the kids maybe are doing it on their own. Some might have a parent or whoever's working with them kind of helping them out, and like, so is it really their data? Is it really them doing it, or are they getting the extra stuff, help? So this year we just kind of like wanted to expose them, wanted to give them all these things, kind of make it fun and like lifetime piece, and maybe tie the parents into working with them and getting that, so we kind of spun it a little bit, knowing that next year we kind of fill in the gaps a little bit and try to bring them back to where we want to get them.
So it does sound like that, not that I'm trying to say like, oh, it's the silver lining, right? It does sound like, though, that there are some things that you've been able to develop online based that may actually be helpful in the future. Talk a little bit about that. I mean, give me one or two examples of something that you've found.
Well, it's actually funny you said that, because I was just thinking that the other day, for like thinking ahead for next year. We have, through grant funding and stuff, we actually have a big like 72-inch flat screen TV on a cart we can pull out of the closet, because projectors didn't work with the skylights and stuff. So one thing I was thinking of was creating all these slideshows and stuff like this year and using them for assessments or lessons and everything going forward, not knowing if protocols will change again in the fall, restrictions, whatever, like, are they going to get a little more laxed, or are they still going to have certain DOH protocols in place? So thinking ahead, like September, like, okay, maybe they're going to be in place. Okay, we're back. So we need to be certain distance away, whatever. The one thing this year with the like slideshows, I can put up a video that I made and it's like, hey, here's our warm up. It's a review from last year. You did it, you've all done it, but here's a quick fitness thing. Cause this year we've done a whole thing with our Tabatas, and I got, I think we made 12 this year because of doing one a week kind of thing for the unit, or 12 unit or whatever it is. But it's getting staff members in the building. The admin in our district have all sent me videos of them doing the exercises. So then when they come up on screen, the kid gets to work out at home. The kid gets to work out at home right now with the principal on screen doing push-ups, and they get to see that adult that's in their lives. So next year, that's going to be one of the instant activities coming in. It's on the TV, you're in your squat spot, boom. Now, rather than me doing it in front, it's like, hey, here's a cool interactive video, right? And they get to see other teachers in the building and things like that. And it's like, oh, I get to work out with so-and-so, and just something fun, kind of bring it in. And that's one idea. And then the other ones were like just different videos that I've been able to find this year that have tied into, like I said, the Wonder What Wednesday has been one of my favorite days, because of that's the day the kids don't send me like data, like formative, like, hey, I went out and jumped rope, I could kick through the ball skill. It's them reflecting on a quote that I give them. And that's what I want to bring in next year, because I'm big with quotes and like getting them to think, and then finding a video that goes with that quote so that they can kind of really hammer it home and understand that concept, and hopefully learn more kindness and compassion and things that we need out there. And the other thing we did this year was these personal PE kits, because they were going to be at home working. We were able to get some families that bought their own, others that borrowed from us. It was us buying them, but each kid was able to have a jump rope, beanbag, a ball, 3 juggling scarves, and 12 a foam dice, and 12 like cup stacks. And we were able to do that at home, right? So something easy they could have. And again, going forward next year, when they come in person, thinking ahead is like each kid, they don't have to sanitize all the time. It'd be like this personal set for the kid in that unit. This is, put the name on it, that kind of thing. It's personalized. We're going to bring that into next year too, is like going forward, for at least the first part of the year, incorporating those, and everybody has their own stuff. So, hey, in your bag, pull out this, in your bag, pull out this, and then they get to keep it with them in their classrooms and bring it down to PE for their time